Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Trucking with the Hook. I am your host, Richard Horvath. We're pulling out of the scale house. Scales are closed at the moment. Hopefully they remain that way. We are on hold with dispatch because we're going to figure out no barking, Frank. Oh, and it's a bullseye. He shoots, he scores. Alrighty, garbage has been taken care of. Richard Horvath. Is Justin available? Well, I'm calling to see what we got available for freight coming out of Atlanta, Georgia area down there for tomorrow. I deliver at 10 a.m. tomorrow morning on my current trip. Driving at the moment. It's kind of whacked off. Something decent and stuff. Place I really don't go is New York City. Everything else is pretty well fair game. So, something I would prefer something over 500 miles, you know. My truck is profitable while I'm running it. So yes, I can make more money doing shorter loads per mile, but it doesn't really pay that great. So if I have anything, 500 or better, like that trip I come out of the house with, I picked up in Bartonville and I went to Navarre, Ohio out of Keystone. you know, I do that because I need this truck to make me money. And especially when I just had the week that I had, I can't afford to take real short stuff. So, preferably 900 to 1,200 miles is where I want to be in, because that's going to be by $1.39 to $1.33 a mile. I'll take longer trips, but the only bad thing is I am unfortunately going to be taking a hit on those, but you know, it's 60 miles, so that's about 600 mile trip there, so that'll probably be about 800, you know, either right at the high 800s or low 900s, you know, give or take, you know. So, but you know, I have to head up to Adairsville, reload, and then head off to Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas for Friday. So, yep. So, but that is the plan. So, hope you guys have a good day. We'll see you back later this afternoon. Well, good evening. I am coming to you from the Marietta terminal. So yeah, I'm in Marietta, Georgia. I deliver first thing tomorrow morning, well, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon I pick up for Arkansas, Russellville, Arkansas, out of Adairsville, Georgia. And I take that. That's roughly going to give us 1,800 miles. So probably about 20 to almost 3 grand, give or take. Which leaves the rest of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Well, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So really 3 days, 3.5, to book a load, get it picked up and delivered, and try to get over 2,500 miles this week. And then work on the next week. Our next home time's due on the 13th. And then after that, we'll be going to the Mid-America Truck Show at the end of March. And then after that, we're probably not going to go home until the end of April. So I don't know, we'll see. But what I said yesterday in the last video, look, I love Crete. I'm probably not going to leave them as of any time soon. But if there's other opportunities, as a business owner, I am going to look into those opportunities. And I think anybody that doesn't is limiting themselves on growth. You know, and you got guys that are company drivers that want, you know, that's fine, they stay company. But somebody like me, I probably never go back to being a company. But like I said, Crete may not pay the most, but they do have a lot of freight. So right now my strategy is I'm not taking anything under 500 miles per trip. My lowest, you know, I want to make at least $900 to $1,000 or better, give or take, on each trip. You know, if I can, preferably I like 900 mile trips. If I get 3 of those, that's 3,000 miles. But I don't see that as of right now because of the way things are. But you never know, it could happen. So, as a new owner-operator, that is what I'm faced with. Now, with that being said, you know, some guys have been doing it more, got their own strategies. Me, I'm planning 2.5 weeks out, a weekend home, 2.5 weeks out, a weekend home. That way I'm not quite out a full 3 weeks, but I'm not home as much as a regional guy. I'm still going around the country, and that's what I would like. But you know, it's gonna keep the paycheck rolling and money in my pocket, and hopefully it'll increase my cash flow. So, but the coolant leak's pretty much fixed. I mean, I haven't seen anything leaking at all. So that's good. I'm coming up on my first oil change in about 13,000 miles, so probably by the end of March, beginning of April, I'll have to get my service done. So, but other than that, everything's going good. Like I said, I got 1,800 miles this week, and because this doesn't work on there. And then yeah, I got 1,800 miles, and I'm looking for about 26 to 3,000 if I can make it happen. And then I'm going to start upgrading the truck. You know, the first things I'm going to do is probably the boxes. Then I'm probably going to do the Insta chains. Then probably the fifth wheel. And then last but not least, my APU. So go to the smallest to the largest. So the smallest is $2,000 for the boxes. The next is the Insta chain. That's $7,000. After that is the fifth wheel at $8,000, and last but not least, the APU at $14,500 because I'm putting a bigger inverter in. Also, I will be also putting in a new refrigerator over there, a bigger one. So, but that be, you know, that is my plans. And then when this truck gets close to 700,000, we're going to trade this off and go for a brand new Peterbilt, or a good used 389 Peterbilt. You know, whichever I could find. So, but yeah, that's what I plan. So Crete's not a bad company. I mean, they've got the freight. It'd be nice if they would pay more. And I also think that Crete would be a better fit for a lot of owner-operators if they give us a load board. Because there's, I mean, you got JB Hunt, you got Snyder, probably a couple other more that I'm not aware of that allows you to have a load board with company drivers on their fleet. So, you know, I get they want control, but I you know, I just feel that it's a pain to go through all the hassle to get a load, to book a load, when I could look at the load myself instead of having a dispatcher tell me about it. So that's my thought on it. So, because I looked at Landstar and Mercer and stuff, and Landstar would be a viable option if I didn't need my hazmat. Even though I don't need to pull hazmat with them, I just have to have it to be employed, and I don't like that. I mean, if you want to have your hazmat, have it, but don't force it down everybody's throat, you know, because I won't pull hazmat, period. That doesn't pay enough for me. So, but yeah, so with that being said, you know, Crete, you know, really is probably the only one that, you know. Now Mercer does have a load board, but they also have an agent that you deal with. But I'd rather just have a load board and I just go where I want to go, do what I want to do. But it is what it is. So I'll stick it around because I like the company. Maybe talk to the higher ups and see about getting them to put a load board option out there, and that way we could look at a way to access it. So with that being said, hope you all having a good evening. If you haven't done so, please hit that like, subscribe, and share button. And if you're a driver needing a job, contact Crete Carrier. Tell them Rich sent you, truck 4220 and HORRI. With that, have a good night.